Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm covering some news that developed over the long weekend. It seems that Google's new AI overviews has floundered a bit upon launch. Let's get into it. We start off with an article by Nico Grant from the New York Times. Google's AI search errors cause a furor online. Last week, Google unveiled its biggest change to search in years, showcasing new artificial intelligence capabilities that answer people's questions in the company's attempts to catch up to rivals Microsoft and OpenAI. The new technology has since garnered a litany of untruths and errors, including recommending glue as part of a pizza recipe and the ingesting of rocks for nutrients, giving a black eye to Google and causing a furor online. The incorrect answers in the feature called AI Overview have undermined trust in a search engine that more than 2 billion people turn to for authoritative information. And while other AI chatbots tell lies and act weird, the backlash demonstrated that Google is under more pressure to safely incorporate AI into its search engine. So pretty much sums up the situation. It seems to me Google has a much bigger problem than other AI players. Google search is so widely used and by users of all level of tech savviness that many users are going to be surprised by some of these odd AI responses. And I would imagine they're a very small percentage, less than 1%, but still, when you're Google, that's still a big number. For many people, I think AI overviews will be their first direct experience with modern AI or LLMs or RAG models. So it seems like they've done a poor job training this model. I mean, it seems like they're using Reddit and The Onion and presenting some of that as fact, when obviously those sites are filled with sarcastic, humorous responses. I mean, that's just, I don't know. That seems like a unforced error by Google. Google probably shouldn't be putting that content on those sites and then putting it in their overview and presenting it as fact. That seems pretty easy. Just as a reminder, here's a quick chart of search. This green bar here is the search revenue for Google. As you can see, it dwarfs everything else. Search is huge. Google cannot afford to rock the boat on search. And I've already covered the questions I have for how AI overviews are going to impact Google ad revenue. I'm sure Google's thought about it, but if AI overviews provide answers right on the search page, why would anybody click on an ad? And that's where Google makes a lot of money. I'm sure Google has thought about this, but I haven't seen where they've directly addressed the impact to Google's ad revenue. And on top of that, publishers, which rely on Google to send them traffic from search or Google News or other platforms that they own, they're completely freaked out. Let's look at a clip here of Sundar talking about exactly this.
Yesterday, you announced AI previews are coming to search. That's an extension of what was called the search generative experience, and now it's going to roll out to everyone in the United States. I would describe the reactions to that news from the people who make websites is fundamentally apocalyptic. The CEO of the News Media Alliance said to CNN, "This will be catastrophic to our traffic." Another media CEO forwarded me a newsletter, and the headline was, "This is a death blow to publishers." Were you expecting that kind of response to rolling out AI previews in search?
Look, I definitely, I recall in 2010, there were headlines that the web is dead, right? When I've long worked on the web, obviously, I deeply care about it. When the transition from desktop to mobile happened, there was a lot of concerns because people are like, oh, it's a small screen. How will people read content? Like, why would they look at content? We had started introducing what we internally called web answers in 2014, which are featured snippets outside. So you had questions like that. We're making a secondary point around small sites versus more aggregating sites, which is the second point you're talking about. Yeah, ironically, there are times when we have done changes to actually send more traffic to the smaller sites. Some of the sites which complain a lot are the aggregators in the middle, right? Yeah. So there are times people come and all they want is a quick answer and they bounce back. Yeah. But overall, when we look at user journeys, when you give the context, it also exposes people to areas branching off, jumping off points. And so they engage more. I constantly, found us prioritizing approaches which would send more traffic while meeting user expectations.
Yeah.
we think that through deeply and we actually change our approach. And if there are areas where we feel like we fully haven't gotten it right, we are careful about rolling it there. But I think what's positively surprising us is that people engage more, and that will lead to more growth over time, I think, for high quality content.
Yeah.
And there's
So far, given all this, you can decide what you think about Sundar's answer there, but Wall Street seems to be not freaked out about this. I think they probably should be, and maybe over time they'll wake up and see it. Switching search engines is easy, and Google has to maintain a high dominant position in the market to maintain that where they've been at, 80% plus in the search space. So that's a high bar that they've got to keep and maintain. So it's not easy. And then to make matters worse, OpenAI has announced they're working on their next model to replace GPT-4. So there's no rest for the weary here. Google has to fix this, and they have to keep going. It's a very tight competition, and I think Google's got the most to lose here. But we will see. That's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks.